couple minutes late, but welcome. And it's Tuesday, so it's time for another episode of Everyday Enlightenment. And today I want to talk about clean skincare and some cosmetics. Because I've had a few people ask me about that. Good morning, Kat. Since we are at this change of season, we're going from summer into fall. So sometimes people change out their skincare and things like that, including myself, because our skin gets a little drier, the air is a little drier. So I've had a few people ask me about that, in addition to some of the cosmetic acupuncture practices that I have. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to share with you all of my things in my toolbox. So if you have questions, feel free to just pop them in as I go along. But yeah, so let's talk about some clean skincare. And the first thing I want to mention about skincare is that anything you put on your skin absorbs into your bloodstream. So I wish somebody would have told me that when I was like a teenager, because I would have definitely changed some of the products that I was using. But anything that you put on your skin does get absorbed into your bloodstream. So as we transition into the cooler, crisper weather, I feel like in general, we do use more lotions and moisturizers and oils and things like that on our skin topically. So I just want everybody to be cognizant of, picking cleaner products, reading the labels. If you don't know what to look for as far as labels, I'll address that at the end. But just be mindful of what you're putting on your skin, because it does get absorbed into your body. So the first thing, I'm going to talk about some of my practices first, as far as what I do, and then I'm going to share with you some of the products and companies that I like. So to start off with, hi Jen, sorry I was on a few minutes late. I was frantically gathering things. The first thing I want to talk about is just drinking more water. This is challenging for me. It shouldn't be, but for good skin, staying hydrated is really important, because our hydration shows in our face, particularly in our lips. So if you're dehydrated, sometimes we get the drier lips and things like that. So just drink more water. Just be cognizant of that as it gets cooler, because sometimes we don't feel our thirst, but your body still needs hydration, okay? Let's see. So the first thing I want to share with you as far as my practices is that I wash my face twice a day. And I always have. So you want to wash it in the morning after you've been sleeping all night, and then you want to wash it at the end of the day, especially ladies and guys, if you're wearing makeup, you want to get that off of your skin before you go mush your face into a pillow like I do. You want to clean that off of your face. And if you're using just soap and water, whatever cleanser, that's fine with your hands. One of the things that I have found to be really helpful for getting off all of my makeup at the end of the day is using a Clarisonic. So this is probably the third one I've had. Yeah, I'll get to the eye makeup, Cat. But this is a Clarisonic. So I drip a couple drops of my cleanser on here, and then it vibrates. So it's a really gentle vibration, and then I kind of do that all over my face. Really helps to get all of the makeup off at night. And I've been washing my face twice a day since I was in my 20s. Even when I would stay out too late, maybe have a little too much to drink in my party days, I would always come home and I would always wash my face before I went to bed. So yeah, these are amazing. So if you don't have one of these, ladies, and you wear makeup to get it off, these are really helpful. This is just the Clarisonic brand. There's a lot of different brands that you can use. So yeah, it's a good one. My second tip is acupuncture. So I've been doing cosmetic acupuncture since 2013, I believe. And I don't like doing acupuncture myself. I just find it to be really weird. But occasionally I will do a couple, thank you, Nancy. Occasionally I will do a few needles in my face here and there. I'm starting to get wrinkles on my forehead. So, I will use some acupuncture, but if you're not an acupuncturist or you're not near somebody who does cosmetic acupuncture, I'm going to give you a few tips that I also use. So the first one is this derma roller. I don't know, can you guys see that? So it looks kind of creepy. There's little spikes around, and after I wash my face, I do this like once a week maybe. I roll it over all of like my forehead, cheeks, jawbone, nose, all that stuff. And what it does is it's really great at just kind of like, it's kind of like the easy version of microneedling, if you guys have heard that term. And what it does, it really helps to kind of like bring circulation and help build up collagen and elastin in the face. But because it opens the pores so much, I really like, after I do this, I really like to put a product on top of it to really help it soak in. So it really helps products soak in. It does make your face a little red, but it doesn't, you know, it doesn't hurt too bad. So I know it looks a little crazy, but trust me. Yeah, the derma roller is amazing. Another thing that I do is, I don't do this very often either, is Gua Sha. So if you are not familiar with Chinese medicine or acupuncture, Gua Sha is a therapy that Chinese medicine doctors use to help break up like pain and tightness in muscles. It's really used, it's great for like tight tendons, when you start to come down with a cold and you get that like achy, tight sensation in the back of your neck and your shoulders. That's a great time to do Gua Sha, which literally means to scrape. You know, we'll work on those areas. But facial Gua Sha has become like so trendy this year, and aeration of sweat, exactly. Derma rolling, yes, Kat, that's perfect. Kat is saying the derma roller is like aeration of the soil with that thing. Exactly. That's I'm gonna have to use that. So thank you. But going back to Gua Sha, so facial Gua Sha. So like if going back to the example I was just giving, if you were having a tight neck with a cold, we would like scrape this area, and it definitely brings redness and improve circulation to the surface. So facial Gua Sha has become super trendy this year, and it's kind of doing the same thing. So this is this is one of my Gua Sha tools. I have a couple, but it's basically like a really flat piece of, most of the time they're jade, they can be rose quartz, they're made out of different things. And you're kind of doing the same thing. So I'm gonna just take this and kind of like gently sort of like scrape from like my chin up to my ear. And what this is doing is really addressing the muscles underneath the skin. So what we're working here with is like muscle tone to help like lift and bring circulation to the face and the skin. So I don't do this at all, like very often, but I thought you guys should know about it. And you can kind of see my skin's already getting red just from like doing these little bits here, but it's really good for like helping the muscle tone, helping with wrinkles and things like that. So it feels really good actually. I don't know why I don't do it more, but like I said, there's different shapes, but that's really helpful just for muscle tone to keep like the jawline lifted, keep these areas like lifted, and the muscles underneath smooth. So the skin on top lays smooth. So hope that makes sense. Another tool, which you've probably seen, are things like these little rollers. Sometimes they're made out of jade. This one is rose quartz, and I don't use this nearly as often as I should either, but these ones are really great for moving like the lymph in the face and helping to decrease puffiness. Yeah, Kat. Yeah, tension in your jaw. So yeah, it feels really good. It's really nice and cool. Yeah, for puffiness and stuff, it's really good at moving like the lymph around your face. So again, these are all tools that I use in my cosmetic acupuncture sessions. So these you can find them like now like on Amazon and a lot of different places. You just want to make sure like you clean it after you use it, obviously. So yeah, so those are like the practices that I use mostly maybe once or twice a week. The lady who I did learn the cosmetic acupuncture from says that, you know, you should be doing them more often, especially if you're over 40, and I'm 41, so I know I need to get my routine up a little bit. Another thing that she said was that if you're over 40, you should be using a mask. Oh, thanks for the hearts, you guys. You should be using the mask, like some sort of mask, facial mask, like twice a week. Yeah, the rollers and the Gua Sha tools are way mainstream now. So cool. So yeah, using a mask once or twice a week I think is a great thing. Again, read the labels, make sure it's not full of a bunch of toxic crap. But like a hydrating mask or something like that, depending on your skin and what you think it needs. I don't have particularly dry skin, so usually in the winter I need something a little bit more like nourishing and moisturizing. So hi Amy, and hi Peter. Thanks for joining, you guys. Talking about clean skincare if you're just popping in. Oh, thanks Hallie. You know, I try. Some of it's the lighting, but thank you. And so yeah, so I just went through if you're just jumping on, I just went through the practices that different practices that you can use for better skin tone, increasing collagen and things in your face. So go back and watch those if you haven't, if you just popped on. Now I'm going to move on to some of the products that I use on a regular basis. And we are definitely over 10 minutes, so the Instagram live will only be up for so long. So the first products I want to talk about are these ones called R3, and it's not like a mainstream product. These were introduced to me by my cosmetic acupuncture teacher in 2013, and I've tried a lot of different things, but I always come back to this one for some reason because I feel like it's really great. It's really light and the product is really clean, so there's not a lot of crap. Keep saying that word. There's not a lot of toxic stuff in these products, and I like that they've got, depending on your skin tone or skin type, there are different ones for like anti-aging, oily skin, dry skin, sensitive skin, things like that. So there's a website. There is a website, but I like, as I drop them, I like their products. And usually you combine 2 or 3 and you put it on your face. And so I really appreciate the fact that there is a vitamin C and a vitamin A product, because vitamin C, you guys, if you don't know, if you put it on topically, it's kind of like a natural sunscreen. So that's kind of like built into the products. And vitamin A is really good for regeneration. So I kind of use like the C during the day and then the A at night. And again, I just mix all that stuff together and put it on my face. It's kind of like the foundation for like all of my skin stuff. And I've used it for years. So it's amazing. If you have questions about that, direct message me or shoot me an email. I can introduce you to the products, send you the website, give you a discount, all that stuff. Another company I like, you guys have probably heard about, is Beauty Counter. I don't know if that's gonna, Beauty Counter. Hey guys, for just jumping on, Beauty Counter. So I think it's great that they're interested in creating change on a government level about safe skincare and getting the toxic ingredients out of skincare. So I really appreciate their mission behind their company. So this is one of my favorite products of theirs. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's called, there we go, Overnight Resurfacing Peel. It's like magic in a bottle. If you have like dry skin or a dull day, or like you've been out in the elements all day and you feel like your skin needs a pick-me-up, you do a couple pumps of this on your face at night. You wake up and you're like, ah, it's amazing. Beautiful skin. So I use this probably once a week because I just remember to only do it once a week, but it's one of my favorite products. In the winter, I don't have it with me now, but they have a couple other products that are oils, and I like using oil more in the winter, and I think it's their Jasmine #2 plumping oil, and it smells like heaven. It smells like jasmine. That's another one of my favorites. They do have a ton of other cleansers and different products. I've kind of tried a few of them. I always go back to the R3, so you know, you have to like trial and error a little bit to see what works best for you and your skin. What is my intake on a charcoal mask? Awesome. I love charcoal masks. 2 thumbs up, Hallie. I don't have one here to show you, but there's a lot of companies that make them, and they're really good for helping to like detoxify your pores. So yeah, I think it's great. If your skin reacts to it, fine, and it doesn't have any sort of adverse reaction, I would say charcoal masks are amazing. There is another, let's see, company that I really like. So my girl Marcy, she's been a friend since high school, so we're not going to say how long that was, over 20 years ago. She owns a company called 303 Face and Body. She is located in Denver, and she creates some amazing organic skincare products. I only have like a little bit left in this one because I've used it all, but she's got soaps and oils and lip balm and like all this really delicious stuff that's really clean. And I don't think she's on here now, but congratulations, Marcy, because she just got onto Amazon, and I guess Amazon has this whole other category called handmade, and she just started producing and making her products available on it. So 303 Face and Body, if you guys are interested in her products. And she's amazing, and she's a fabulous person. So kudos, Marcy. And then one of the other things I use sometimes too on my face, Jen, I think I told you about this, is just oil. Sometimes I'll just clean my face and it just feels like it needs a little something. I'll mix a little bit of frankincense is really great for skin. Like I'll put this in my bath with some Epsom salts and everything. Frankincense is really great for skin renewal. So that is something that I probably do like once a week. I'll add it to maybe another oil, mix it in just a couple drops. I'll mix it in my hand and then like kind of pat it on my face. So yeah, you're welcome, Jenny. Of course. Let me know if you have any questions. And geranium. Oh, I don't use geranium. I'm not a huge fan of the smell of geranium, so I don't use it on my skin. Mixed in with other things might be okay, but like I won't use it like sort of like more direct on my skin. But it's also very good. Thank you, Kat. And then the last bit, I want to just talk about the makeup because I do get questions about my makeup routine. And at this point, over the past couple of years, probably 99% of my makeup is now Tarte, which I brought a couple things in here. So Tarte, T-A-R-T-E. All this stuff is like super shiny and fabulous, but Tarte is a very clean line of makeup that I have just found works really well for my skin. And again, they have different variations depending on different your skin type, but they're primarily a makeup company. They do make some skincare things, but like their vitamin C under eye oil is amazing. But for makeup, I pretty much use Tarte. I think, Kat, you were asking about that. So like for this, like today, like you can see, like the mirror's really dirty, but you know, they've just got clean products. So like everything that I put on my skin primarily makeup wise is Tarte. So they've got this wonderful stuff called Shape Tape, which helps to like, you know, contour. I love their lip glosses, their lip balms, their lipsticks. Took me a long time to find a clean mascara that worked for me. And they've got a ton of mascaras that are great. So primarily, yeah, you have to write them down. Yeah, and they don't test on animals. They are vegan and they are cruelty. They are vegan and they are cruelty-free makeup company. So really good stuff. I love what they're up to, and they respect the environment, the animals, and the fact that you're putting this on your skin. So Tarte all the way, man. So I hope that was helpful. I know that was a lot of information today. This is probably the longest live I've done by far. And I just want to encourage you guys to drink water, read your labels. If you don't know what to look for as far as reading labels on cosmetics or skincare, there is the comment I pinned. It's ewg.org. It's called the Environmental Working Group. You can take almost any well-known makeup, type it into their skincare search, and it will come up with like sort of the safety/toxic rating. Okay, so it's a great way to kind of get to know your makeup or your skincare and decide what you want to continue using and what you don't want to continue using. So ewg.org. And also I also have a video in my self-care starter toolkit, which is a 3-video series. If you guys are interested, just shoot me a DM. The first video is called Detox Your Domain. Excuse me. And it's all about reading labels and what to look for, the big ones with toxic, as far as like getting toxins and things that are not so great for you out of your skincare. So I go over like the parabens and the SLS and all that stuff, just so you can like understand the big offenders, so they are not in your skincare. So direct message me or shoot me an email if you're interested in that. Kat, this palette is called Rainforest of the Sea, the Sizzle palette, in case you're interested. But if you have more questions about that, just shoot me a message, okay? So I hope that was helpful. Lots of info, lots of practices and products I shared with you guys today. So I hope you start to pay a little bit more attention to what you're putting on your body and in your body. And if you have any questions, please shoot me a direct message. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Okay, so I will see you next Tuesday.